We're live. Hey, we're back. We're just gonna power through, guys. So we're just gonna keep on going. So. All right, Mr. Van. Would you like to begin? Is this Tuesday number 1?
Yeah.
All right.
Here
we go.
Nerds. Oh, you're going with the old school one, not the new one where you have to edit it?
I don't know yet. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel yet. Depends on how insulted I feel about your Hollowbot comment. All right. Would you like to start?
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. Just go over there and search at Tom and Dan Live. Podcasts are now watchable. You don't listen to them anymore unless you're an old man.
So I get a text this morning.
Yeah.
Right around
Really?
7. What is it? 45 or so.
I think I was a part of some of these text messages as well.
And the text read, "Hey," and it's from EJ.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
It said, "Hey, you mind if I come by a little bit early so I could play some pinball?"
Sure.
Because the pinballdudes.net
Yes.
gave us a pinball machine. It's
now-
a huge hit.
Yeah.
All our guests love playing it.
Everybody loves it. In fact, we're changing the camera for, I'm guessing, for all of 2025. We will have a pinball camera. So during the breaks, you'll be able to watch us play pinball, which will be kind of fun.
And so I was like, yeah, it's the holidays. I'm like, you know what, buddy? We give you a lot of
The
guff.
stick, give you the guff.
Yeah, and you take it pretty well. You can come by early.
Sure.
No problem. And then I went about, take my kids to school.
Yeah.
Now, I show up around usually at 8:50 a.m.
Yeah, like between 8:30 and 8:50, I'd say.
Unless I'm taking Max or, going to some early event at school, whatever.
Gotcha.
I walk in. Now, mind you, this is 8:50 a.m.
Yeah.
EJ his bit's at 1 p.m.
Yeah, 1
right?
p.m.,
Yeah,
yeah.
So he was supposed to be here at 1 p.m. So
Yes.
when he said, "Can I come here a little bit early? I want
Yeah.
to play some pinball," I was like, "Yeah."
I was confused as well. He hit me up this morning.
We're gonna be at lunch.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care. Just play some pinball.
Yeah.
I'll eat my lunch.
We had a
While I-
wife cast to record with our wives. Sometimes they get a little uncomfortable if the studio's filled with, some of the characters.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll be looking at ESPN, eating my lunch. I don't care if EJ's here half an hour early.
Play
Playing
some pinball. Knock yourself out.
I walk in 8:50 a.m.
Yeah, he's here early.
And then I'm shocked by what I think is the manager of Best Buy playing pinball in our
My
studio.
God. Do you have any other shirt other than the blue shirt?
And I'm like, God damn,
Yeah,
and-
he was here early.
So I was like,
he was texting me. You want to hear something
8:50?
creepier? He was texting me, and I'm here. He's texting me from the studio. Like,
Do you want to know what? I was in the car line dropping my kids
he was
off,
in
and I
he was
sent the
in
text
the
to-
Publix parking lot, watching me like a goddamn stalker. Like texting me, like he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna come a little early.
Fabrication and
Like I'm gonna
lies.
come a little early today." He's like
comedy.
watching from his car. You know how creepy that is? Like, yeah, you could come a little early. Your bit's at 1. How about you come at 12:45? That's a little
I
early.
don't want to go a long way back to
but-
my
by
house
the way-
and then all the way back here.
So I imagine myself in
Yeah.
this scenario where I'm going to do a podcast. Like, what if this is Dan Cummins' studio, right?
Yeah.
I live in
I'll get
Idaho.
there in time for breakfast. Ding.
And then he has me on every once in a while. It used to be every week, but then then he sent me an awkward text and say, like, "Hey, it's once a month now."
Let's pull it back a little bit, buddy.
This is better for you and me.
We're getting some strange feedback.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, once a month. So I go in there
People
once a
are
month.
actively telling us they don't like it.
and then I'm like, you know what? Dan Cummins has a new arcade game that I want to play. I'm like, so I text him like, "Hey, do you mind? My bit's at 1. Do you mind if I come in a little early?"
It's sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee.
And I play some arcade. He's like, "Yeah, show up or whatever." I am never going to show up 5 hours early.
You do it to me with parties.
Because I would say to myself, I'm like, well, they would think is odd. A little early means like half an hour early, maybe even 15 minutes early, just get in a couple games, but I'm never going to show up 4-5 hours early. That would be bizarre.
You do it to me with parties.
That'd be weird.
You'll be like, "Hey, having a pool party. We're gonna watch Sunday football. Starts at 11. Like, I'm never gonna come over. I'm not gonna come over at 9. I'm not gonna roll through at 9.
Yeah, it would be like, what the heck?
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Or if you said, "Can I come a little bit early?"
Yeah, that's 10:30.
Yeah.
For an 11 a.m. arrival.
It doesn't mean 4 hours early.
And I'm not kidding you. He was in the Publix parking lot watching to see what I was doing. Like, he was watching my movements like a psychopath.
No, I was playing Pokemon Go.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Second thing, I noticed a bottle of wine on my desk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised your wife didn't take it.
Yeah.
So,
A re-gifted bottle of wine.
It's definitely a re-gifted bottle of wine.
Okay,
what are you
well,
surprised about?
Okay, so
I wanted
Okay,
to
are we gonna
smash
go
it.
in?
I'm
Let's
surprised you're
go.
not embarrassed. Okay, this
I'm
is-
not embarrassed because I don't give a
You
shit.
don't open it right now. Oh,
So-
no, now I have to cut that out. Now he's
Oh,
cursing.
okay.
Sorry.
Now
I'm
he's
so used
cursing.
to it.
Now he's cursing.
So
My God.
I
Open it and pour it in the sink. Open it right now. Pour it in the sink.
Now,
That's what you get.
None of this is. I'm not surprised by your.
Listen to this.
I'm not surprised by your behavior. I'm surprised that you're not embarrassed by your
No.
behavior.
Don't care anymore.
Like I don't care that the bum is doo-dooing on the streets. Right? I care that he's not embarrassed that he's doing it.
Who gave you that?
Like the
We're
fact
gonna ruin a friendship. Who gave you that?
So
I want to know who
okay.
gave
Do you
it
want to
to
know that?
Yeah.
A lady at the office who I've told that I don't drink. So women don't listen
Yeah,
to me.
well,
So
obviously
that's
you
how I
didn't make
feel
an
about it. I don't
impact
even
on
care.
So
Well, she hates you then.
So here's the problem with this. Now, it may seem like I'm being a D-head.
Smash it. Smash it on the table right now.
That EJ got us a.
What's the card say? What does the card say?
Oh, there's nothing on the card.
Yeah, just Santa.
Rip the
just
card out.
Santa
Throw it.
and-
Stomp it. Stomp it on the ground.
And a bulb.
I hate that thing so much now.
It's a bottle of red wine, Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah, that EJ,
so-
some lady at his office gave
Yeah,
me
yeah,
EJ
yeah.
because she hates him.
So what the funny part about this is
I only got one. I didn't bring two for each of them.
EJ has
Either.
been listening to me and Daniel talk
Yeah.
for decades.
Yeah.
For
Like
decades.
20 years now.
20
At least,
years.
yeah.
And
He knows I don't drink red wine.
through the decades, me and Daniel have never ever
Not
talked
once.
about drinking red wine.
Not even once.
Never talked about liking red wine.
No.
Never talking about appreciating a bottle of
It's,
red
in
wine.
fact, it's the only thing we've never talked about.
Yeah, we've drank everything.
It's the
Beer,
secret.
Do you want to know
Seltzer.
the assumption I
We've,
went
we've
with?
consumed
I
our
assumed
own.
your
we've
wife would
consumed
want
our
it. That's
own
why I
or-
got
like
brought it
urine,
and put it on your desk.
Okay.
urine, diarrhea, like you name it,
Uh,
but not red wine.
Yeah, any drugs.
I figured
Yeah.
it would help Tom maybe instead of doing the one thing and just getting the free use, and you would give her the red wine.
Okay.
There you
All
go.
right.
Well, yeah, they, you put it on my desk like it was a gift for me and Daniel, and when I
Yeah.
immediately saw it, I was like, "This is a re-gift."
I did too. That's why.
How you know it was?
Then
Why
when
are
he
you even
brought it in-
surprised?
He brought it in this morning because when he got here at 6:30 to play pinball, he walked in
got here at
and he
8 to
set it
50.
down and he's like, "Oh, I got you some wine." I didn't even say a word. I ignored it. I ignored it as if like I wasn't gonna bite. I'm not gonna bite. I'm not gonna play that game of your re-gifting garbage.
So, but then I think even more. I go way beyond. I'm like,
Yeah.
EJ knew this would be good for the show. And
Yes, I
knew,
did.
And knew.
I knew it would be good. My wife and I discussed this last night. This is exactly what would happen.
And then I think even further, and then I say, no, he didn't.
I put no effort in all the time, and that was definitely
yeah,
effort.
it's the only bow that unties itself.
I'm like, this is just pure laziness.
It's both of those at the same time, you know.
Too lazy to remember that we don't drink wine.
All right, EJ.
I know your wife drinks wine. That's
Mary?
the whole reason
She
I
why.
don't
know,
like
thank
that.
you,
She
thank
likes
you.
yellow wine, right? She likes that white
She
wine.
likes the
Yeah,
box
yeah.
wine, right?
Yeah.
That was at least a step up.
Well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and
that's
everything.
fine.
And
Thank
you're
you for the
Jewish.
card
You're
the other
Jewish,
day.
right? Aren't
No,
you
I'm not
Jewish?
Jewish.
Oh, you're not.
I
Oh.
I'm not
Jewish.
anything.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even.
I think Enos was a Jewish name.
Yeah.
It's Enos.
Oh,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Anise.
And then
Anise.
You know me, what, 20 years? Since I brought you the pirate porno
I want
to
to.
the
You know
radio
what? I'm
station.
gonna start calling you. In fact, this year for 2025, I'm gonna start calling you Anus.
Famous anus? Is that what we're going to go with?
That is your name. You're now Anus.
All
All right. Are we doing it?
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right. Is this the last one of the year?
Yes, it is.
All right. Rejoice.
Jack!
Nerds.
Jack!
Nerds.
Jack!
Nerds.
Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
Jack!
It is Nerd Jock with EJ. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're doing the remixed one, too.
With a tiny cock. Nerd Jock. No one listens to this. U of M. Pokemon Go. Smallest ding dong on the show. U of M. Pokemon Go. Smallest ding dong on the show. Tiny cock. Nerd Jock. Tiny cock, nerd joke. Tiny cock, nerd joke.
Okay, the only time I was offended is say you have a needle pee in front of your wives. That kind of upset me a little bit. That was the only time I've only been a little bit offended.
You know,
fine.
you could have beeped that out when you made it. I like that you made it, and then every time you play, you have to go back.
It's not as much fun. It's not as much fun.
It's a tremendous amount of effort.
I got here at 8:50. You could have at least done that while I was here.
That's
yeah.
true. I had plenty of time.
Right
All
on.
right.
Okay.
Welcome to Nerd Jock. We're here.
All right, let's start off with Jock stuff.
Okay.
How's your gambling going this year? That's what I'm going to bring up.
All right.
How's your gambling going?
Well,
Did you frame your Steelers bet? Did you put that on a pedestal or anything like that after you lost it?
all right. Okay. Yeah. You know what it was? Is Dan Quinn got me.
The old Dan Quinn.
And he got Daniel last year, and he got me this
No,
year.
Daniel's doing great in fantasy football, so we can't say anything
Well, it's
about
not
him.
fantasy.
He's the winner.
I'm telling you,
He
got
won everything.
Well,
He
we'll
got
get to
the
that.
Falcons.
Yeah.
Daniel doesn't care about winning
Yes, he
fantasy.
does.
He cares
I
about the
know.
Falcons.
I do care about
You
the
should have
Falcons.
seen it. Every time in the chat, he was always worried that he was losing. Then, of course, miraculously he wins.
Well, he's always
Yeah.
worried about
Yeah, I worry about everything.
He overbids, goes
yeah.
crazy with
Yeah.
everything, and still wins.
I do.
It's not fair.
No, yeah, I know. Well, that's you know how much it drives me crazy. It's all I listen to. You
You
know
do
how
all
much
the work, and what a waste.
useless information I have in my brain about the third running back of the goddamn Washington Redskins.
What's his name?
He probably knows. Because he does listen to a lot of that stuff.
See, I would call about it.
Brian Robinson didn't get hurt, so he never needed.
So he was never in
There's
use.
Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler. I don't know. Then the third guy never got a chance
Didn't need it.
this year.
Didn't need it. But he had it queued up.
Yeah. Anyway, so what do we want to talk about? Oh, gambling. Back to gambling. So I haven't been posting on the BDM gambling page that much because I started realizing I'm like, I'm bad at this.
But
And
you
I
enjoy
don't want
it.
a paper
But
trail
you
showing
enjoy
how
it,
bad
right?
you are.
But you do enjoy it.
I don't even enjoy it anymore because I'm so bad at it. Who enjoys something you're bad at? And then I finally came to the realization. I'm like, I used to enjoy posting my pics and stuff.
Did you enjoy it more when you knew less?
Yes. yeah. I started learning too much, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
And it's impossible for you to keep it sort of arm's length because you would feel like you're doing a disservice to yourself if you don't go all in.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
it's hard because
Yeah.
like for me,
Putting in the effort and then it counts. Yeah.
like, and it must drive you crazy because if anybody doesn't understand, I did win the guillotine league, so
Yeah.
now I have won the money league, the
Yeah,
Matt Cabin Boy money league.
Yeah, with me, Camel Boy, SBK,
Yeah.
and all we've had for 20 years.
I won like $1,500 there, and then
Yeah.
in this new league, the guillotine league, I won $600 there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm the champion there. So I am a two-time.
won it this week.
Yeah. With this week.
I have.
yeah.
I wrote down names. I'm Little Danny Dynasty, or I'm the Napoleon of the Gridiron.
Oh.
I feel like I want to be called Napoleon of the
You're gonna
Gridiron.
get XL to Elba?
Yeah, I am a little Andy Reid.
And by the way, I haven't even come close to both to winning
Either?
it.
I thought you had a championship one year. You were going
No.
for the championship one
No.
year.
No. I came in 4th last year.
That's good.
Yeah. I
That's
was
very
like one
good.
away from the money. I was like,
You got to
Damn
get in the money.
Yeah,
You gotta get in the money.
And you know how much I want to win,
I know you do.
and how much I think about it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like
Serious question though: if you stepped away from it and just auto drafted a team, and then you just literally just willy nilly'd it, right? And you won, you'd be mad.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. Because you see what I'm saying?
It would
Like,
be like
I don't
my
think it has,
bid,
it
not
has
carrying
nothing
out.
to do
Yeah.
with him
I
winning.
hate the luck of it.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
what I hate
right.
the most. I hate that there's luck involved.
That I
It's
can
always luck,
understand.
'cause there's
But that I
injuries.
can
That's the
understand.
problem.
That actually makes a lot more sense when we're arguing about these things, and like we have all year. Hearing him say I'm mad about the luck of it makes a lot more sense to me than because he does have knowledge, but you can't overthink your way out of
Yeah.
like
It's like
making
skill-based games versus
Yeah.
total luck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mostly hate it because all I get is the bad version of it.
right.
Which going back to gambling, the one post, like 1 of 5 I did this past week was, hey, I really like this teaser. I'm going like 4 units on this. It's the tease the Bills, and teasers you could add points.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to parlay teasers anyway. So I'm like, I like the Bills. They're playing Detroit up to 8.5, and then I like Washington against the Saints down teaser from 7.5 down to 1.5. Right.
Okay.
Because the Saints are playing Rattler. as a QB, and they're all banged up. They got nothing to play for anymore. And I'm like, Washington's coming off a bye. I think, they're going to at least win the game by field goal. So, you're teasing through key numbers. It was a good teaser. I was like, then as I'm watching, I'm just scanning. I didn't even, and I was like, all right, I'm going to win both these bets. Like Buffalo seemed like they were up early.
Up
it's
two
like,
scores.
Yeah, they were up early.
Late,
and then I'm looking at the Washington Commanders Saints game, and like they're leading healthily, and I'm like, well, the Saints aren't going to come back. Then I watched the end of the game, and the Saints are driving down, and now they need.
This is one of the stories. Yeah,
are we going to
explain
like what happened
the Washington?
with this?
The time clock.
And this is where bad luck comes into play, because I don't even know how to describe what had happened in this scenario, where the Saints are driving down, and I'm like, okay, I'm still looking good because they need a touchdown to even tie the game. Right. So it's not like so
it's 20-13 with like 13 seconds left.
They have no timeouts, right?
On the 8-yard line or 9-yard line.
So they throw a ball, and they do that move where no timeouts, and they throw over the middle of the field.
And it's fourth down, so they got to get a first down. If they drop this pass, it's over.
Yeah. So and then when they throw over the middle, you have to rush up. It's one of the most exciting plays in football, by the way.
Yeah.
Because you have to be in place for one whole second to spike it, because if not, it's a false start because no one's set.
Yes, and then with the false start, 10-second runoff with no timeout, and then it's over.
Yeah.
So anytime a team, the entire team, I like it when there's like a wide receiver far down and he has to run
all the way back.
And I like it when he has to run through the opposing team players.
And then he says, I'm off the line or I'm on the line.
And they're standing there like D-heads not letting them through.
And they're doing their best, taking their time getting off the pile.
So
being unaware.
It's called red ball usually is what they call it.
So this is exactly what happened. The Saints threw, and I got to give it to old Rattler. He throws a pass, gets the first down,
gets to the 1 yard line.
There's 12 seconds left, and I'm like, no, wait, like they have to run up and then spike the ball, and I'm like, not gonna happen.
Yeah, there's
and
no
I'm
way.
Like, and I'm like, yes, I want, and I was like, that was closer than it needed to be. And while I'm watching him run, all of a sudden the clock's ticking down. I'm like, yes, and then it
gets
stops.
9 seconds and stops.
And then it just
and the
stops.
play clock's still going.
Yeah.
So it's like 39 seconds on the play clock, but 9 seconds on, and then the play clock keeps going down to like 36. So basically, they lost the 9 seconds that they should have.
And then so the play clock's going, and then all of a sudden they spike the ball, and then it
1 second left.
It starts up again. You have the 1 second left, and then I was like, oh, well, the technical difficulties.
Yeah, they'll go back and fix that.
Yeah, they're gonna get together. They're gonna call from you because now everything's done in New York, and they tell the refs, which I like, by the way. And the fact that the NFL has now, they're like, we're just gonna let like a third party referee
go to HQ,
and then I like how and they're like, after further review, like they just gotta call. They're like, no, it was out. You know what I'm saying? And it speeds up the game, and it's not, they don't have to go back to all these.
It's better than any other. I think it's the best in sports, personally. I think.
And they just let it go.
They did.
The only thing I think is because it's like in college, as soon as you get a first down, the gamecock stops.
The gamecock.
Game clock.
I never stopped my gamecock. My cock.
That is a team in college.
Yes, it's South Carolina.
So they
stop it usually on a first down, and then it restarts as soon as the ball's set.
Yeah, and
I think that's what the game clock operator was working with, and I think because he's probably been doing college games and high school games the past week at that stadium.
Yeah, they made a mistake, and then they just said,
but they're supposed to fix it.
Yeah, they have to go. They were like, hey, this is a mistake. The game's over. Yeah. And they just let it go.
How does Bovada? How does how do they handle that?
Well, they I didn't tell you how they handle it. They're like too slow, Fatso. That's what they tell me.
Too bad.
Yeah. And they just take my money. They don't care. They're like, this is the official ending.
The next play, they scored the touchdown and killed your team.
Slow, Fatso.
And then I lost my teaser because they end up.
Oh my God.
They only won by 1 point.
But hold on a second. That should make you happy because you didn't lose that teaser.
No, well, the money's gone. That's all I care.
But going back to what we were saying,
if I went there and the money was there, I'd be like, that's what makes me happy. It's all the money.
Then I wouldn't do any of this because then it's rigged. The whole thing is just rigged. Then
they're just taking
the whole
your
thing
money.
is fake. You won that. I can argue that. You won that. That was a technical difficulty. They should have never gotten that last play. So the exact opposite of the emotions that you're feeling right now, I don't like that. That's not fair. Oh, no wonder you hate gambling. Even when you win, you lose the money. I get it. Look, do you not?
I understand what you're saying. Yes.
I almost cursed again. I sympathize with you because that is not. I would quit that hobby too. It sucks.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. It's like beating the video game and they're like, sorry, there's 9 more levels.
It's like the system's rigged against
Yes.
us. What a surprise.
Well, I can't quit.
It's an addiction.
So I'll do anything to keep it.
I'll do anything for it. I love it.
All
All right, what else you got?
Oh, we definitely got to talk about the Heisman. I totally disagree with Travis Hunter winning it. Colorado's wide receiver, defensive back.
I watched him play, and
dude, he's doing something that I haven't seen someone do in a long time.
I
That play
agree
both
with
positions at a super high level.
Super high level,
But
but
is
he's
he on
an average receiver.
That's
and he's
what
an
I think.
average defensive back. Whereas in Judy, the guy that's playing for Boise State is about to beat Barry Sanders' record if he has one more game.
like I think this guy seems like a lot of hype. Hunter seems like
It is.
it seems like Colorado.
He got the writers to vote for him,
Yeah,
and not
Colorado-
by coaches that would say, "Okay, I'd rather have this running back."
Everybody talks about Deion's boy, and then what's now he's supposed to go to Raiders, right? Like that's
Shador?
what
Yeah.
Shador. They want him to go to the Raiders, which would mean that more than likely Deion's going to coach the Raiders.
Well,
is that the new mark?
It depends on who has the first overall pick, and if they would take him first overall. But maybe because of hype, they would. Raiders are 2 and whatever now, so like they have the worst record in the league.
Way too close last night watching the doo-doo bowl between the Raiders and my Atlanta Falcons. That are
They won, though. The Falcons won.
They're garbage. Kirk Cousins is trash. He is just not good.
So going back to this, I watched his acceptance speech, and he was crying, and he was thanking his dad.
Oh, yeah.
His dad, who's
Which
in
I
jail.
really like, by the way, because I was like,
Yeah, that spoke to you.
and I was like, my sons will
Never do that for you.
Well, the thing is, they'll thank me, but
I'd
they'll
like
be
to
at a
thank
Jiffy Lube.
Thanks, Dad. I'd like to thank Unspeakable and my dad.
Yeah. It's like I need him to win the Heisman and thank me.
Right,
That's
right.
where
He
it counts.
gave me the drive to do this.
It's like, so thank you for making my egg sandwiches. He's talking on break at Jiffy Lube. Where it's like, well, what the hell? I think that made you do this. That's my fault you're here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Make him too soft.
but then he was saying, and I never looked it up, but I'm curious. He's like, my dad couldn't be here, but I want to thank him. So, but then he was still alive. So then I was like, what was the scenario? His dad wasn't at the damn Heisman.
New York, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because then I was like, was he hospitalized? Like, I don't think there would be anything that would
That would
stop
keep you from being
right?
there.
Like and then I was sort of mad. I was like, I hope it's something not that important to him. Like he just didn't want to fly, or like,
Was it like John Madden? He doesn't want to get on a plane, and he wants to take a bus, and it would be too far.
I don't know what it was, but I was like, it has to be something horrible, right?
I saw on like Instagram or Facebook they had a video of him watching him accept the speech and talking to his dad. I didn't.
Like, was
watch
he
the whole thing.
capable? Was he at his house? Like, was he capable of getting there? Because now, I mean, Travis
Yeah.
Hunter's getting paid.
So
NIL. Like he's already a millionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, or close to it.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Or maybe you think he wasn't going to win. Maybe he thought like me. He thought that Judy should have got
He
it.
said, and I want to say something to my father. He's not here to be able to make it, but I know you're watching on TV, Dad. I love you. All the stuff you went through. Man, look at your older son. I did it for you, man. All the times that you didn't get to see me. So he talks about that.
I was touched by it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, he was thanking his dad.
It says here, somebody on Twitter named Big Mike says, Travis Hunter father was a good high school player, but life detoured his journey. The story lives on through his son, Travis Hunter Jr. Despite the circumstances, the fatherhood and sonship is still strong. It doesn't really say. But he did stay in Boynton Beach, and he did not go. I don't want to go, he said. I want to be there when he gets married, when he gets drafted. I'm going to watch this from home.
He just wanted to be able. Well, his girlfriend caught strays too because she didn't stand up when he wanted to. I was like, that's not cool either.
Well, that is a weird.
He didn't even, and this is what irritates me so bad, is that all the effort I'll ever do for my sons, and you know what I'm saying?
I'll be there when you get married. I like that.
And this guy didn't even bother to fly to New York to be there in person while his son got the Heisman Trophy because he didn't feel like it?
Yeah, I like that.
And he still got thanked by his son. The whole thing
First,
was
he got thanked first.
Yeah,
I know. Not mom.
Yeah, mom, nothing. All the coaches.
Thank
And he
Dion,
thanked the
thank
dad
mom.
that was too lazy to drive or
You know
to
what?
fly to Canton.
You know, you're a good dad,
Or
but
what?
this guy is a really good dad.
He loves
Yeah,
his son
this
enough
guy-
to
this
leave him
guy's-
alone so that he win the Heisman.
This guy's
He
killing
didn't
it.
even show up.
Although,
He definitely didn't make him.
You know what I
cheese
will
Like,
sandwiches.
I'll
say?
watch it on TV.
maybe it's a less is more because I do think Maisie does thank me a lot, and I do nothing. Seriously, like she will. Like
Yeah.
she'll thank me. She'll be like, "Oh my God, my dad taught me how to practice."
Yeah.
I'm like, I just yell at you to say you need to practice.
But if she won the most important award in college
Oh, I'd
football,
be there crying,
which
yeah.
is even
Yeah.
if she was nominated, right? And
Yeah.
it was between him or her
Oh, I'd be
and
there.
like 4 other people.
I'd be
you
there.
you have to be there.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be like, I'll watch it on TV. And then you say that if you were like, I was in and out of prison for years, I never
That's
was.
what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I
But,
thought he was
Yeah.
going to be in
Well, the
prison. I was like, I hope it's
no,
not
but
that.
Travis Hunter
article-
thanked him.
But it's like, why would you like? It says a lot about us. Then,
Yeah,
that
the
we
article
thought
I
that
started
was
reading,
yeah.
it looked like they were going to try and tee that up, the
Yeah.
old like redemption story. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with it.
Yeah,
I
but-
think he just chose to stay home,
But that's
which is
what
actually
blew-
funny.
That is, like most of the speech was thanking
Yeah.
the guy that didn't bother to fly there
It's
in
also
person.
really confident
And he's
because
like,
it's really confident because he knows that this isn't going to be the
Or
biggest
maybe
thing
is
he
it a
does.
shot by saying like, well, I'm going to thank you, but you're not even here.
No,
You don't
no,
think
no,
so?
no,
He said-
no. This is
he
a
was-
cohesive. They're
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, he was giving excuses. He's like, I know you couldn't
Yeah.
be here. He could be there.
He loves his
That's
dad.
all right.
He could have
That's what
been.
I'm saying.
He could have easily been there. You have the money to buy a plane ticket. Anybody would have bought him a plane
I
ticket
know.
around.
Dion
like,
would have bought him a plane
yeah,
ticket.
it's like your son is winning or could win the Heisman Trophy. He could have paid
It's
for it.
1
That's
in
chump
4.
change.
It's a 25% chance of him winning it. He should have been there.
And it's not even that far. It's not like he was in like a Russia or something.
Yeah, he's just flying it from Ukraine, trying to get past the Russian bombs and stuff.
It's
There
like
is
an hour and a half flight.
There's an interesting quote.
He
at
just
the-
wanted to watch it on TV.
There's an interesting quote at the end of this article. It says Hunter Jr. is a West Palm Beach, Florida native, but mom moved him when he was in high school to Sewanee, Georgia, where he played high school football at Collins High School. The rest is history. The last quote of the article says, "Hopefully, Dad can make his son's wedding."
What?
That's a
See,
dig.
that's why I think it's
That's
a
a
dig.
dig.
Yeah, well,
I think
that's
it's
what
a
I-
dig. That's why I think
Yeah,
it is.
because other people are not insane and looking at this and
No,
like,
this guy's calm, and it's
Or
between
maybe-
them. They're
maybe
fine.
it's a problem with the mom because the mom was there, right?
I don't
thought
know.
The mom was.
Yeah, I think she was there.
Also,
She was there,
if I
and
was
maybe
the
that's
mom,
the reason why.
I'd be pissed to be like, you're thanking your dad? I showed up. Your dad couldn't bother
Oh,
to.
this got into Tom really bad.
No, no.
This is like, oh.
Well, I mean, there's nothing he wants more
Oh,
than his
yeah,
sons
for
to thank
sure,
him. So I
yeah.
mean, feel how like that's
yeah,
gonna feel.
This
Well,
is definitely a.
Because I thought that it
Close
would
to
have
home.
been a more serious. Because as soon as he's like, I know he couldn't be here today. I thought dead, but then as he talked, I was like, okay, he's still alive. And then I thought, oh, he's on dialysis. He can't move. You know, there's all these.
Yeah,
I started
You're
making
giving excuses that
Yeah.
he'd be
Terminal
that's the reason why,
illness,
yeah.
incarceration.
Yeah, some
doesn't like to fly. Maybe
Has
mentally
warrants in New York.
mentally
can't go to New York.
capacity. You know, mentally needs some help.
he just didn't feel like. Seriously, he just didn't feel like.
That's a scenario you can't wrap your brain around.
No.
Yeah.
And his son still was crying, thanking him. Anyway, let's move on.
That's
Yeah,
why
what
it
else
made
you
him
got?
good enough to be a Heisman
That's
Trophy winner.
funny.
It's tough.
That's
It
what he
makes him
needs.
tough.
You're
Yeah.
right. Like I am ruining my sons by caring
Yeah,
too
making him
much.
too soft.
I mean,
I'm
like,
telling you, you're too nice.
there is a play here where he's like, "Look, yeah, I don't need to go to that because I'm going to be at the Super Bowl when he wins it."
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Well, listen, I feel bad for my sons because there's no goddamn way. Like,
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean,
I'd
You're not
ever.
gonna
have I
neglect him
ever
enough
missed a
to make
dance?
it happen.
I'm never going to miss a dance,
Yeah.
no matter
yeah.
what. So,
Yeah.
what else you got?
Oh, well, since we're talking about college football, we got to talk about the playoffs. Have you seen the brackets and how they're set up?
I don't really understand it. I know
Well, the top 4 seeds get buys, so the top 4 don't play. So, like Oregon, Arizona State, Georgia, and Boise State don't have to play in the first round.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
And then it's like Tennessee plays Ohio State, Clemson plays Texas, Indiana plays Notre Dame, SMU plays Penn State, and then the winners of those guys play the guys in the top 4 that got the buys. So
Do
like,
people seem satisfied with this?
I think so. There's like Miami was number 13. They're going to play at the Pop-Tart Bowl here in Orlando, which is ridiculous. But
You're going to go to that?
no,
Okay.
because more than likely Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's not even going to play. The guy that was number 4 in the
Right.
Heisman voting.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to play. I wouldn't. It's not. It's for nothing.
No need.
It's not worth it. Yeah, it's
Right.
going to hurt your draft status. You would play.
Now, you say that, but it is, to me, it's borderline because the business side of me thinks, okay, why even play and risk it? Because one injury could literally ruin your career.
I saw it. Willis McGahee,
Yeah.
our national champion,
right.
he blew out his knee. It cost him millions of dollars.
God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of that argument, like you start sitting out players because you don't want them to get injured, and you're like this slippery slope where it's like sometimes injuries are just a random instant happenstance, right? And it's like not playing like that takes away your ability to have the memory of playing in a bowl game, which at the end of your life may be more important. And what are the chances that you ruin your whole career?
Like
you
if
start
you're
looking
bust in the NFL. Yeah.
So it's like, what are
I
the
mean,
chances of you ruin your?
It's more likely that you will be a bust, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it more?
Well, the chances of you having a game or like a life-altering injury are low, and the chances of you remembering playing in a bowl game are high.
Right.
And then
You're just trying to maximize the most out of what you're getting out of it.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
And so it's like, I realize like you're taking, you could be screwing yourself out of millions of dollars, but what are the chances you blow your
You
ACL
remember
out?
it.
Is that
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Well,
and it-
Arsenal's
and-
the worst player on the best team. So it
Shut
kinda
up.
happens,
I mean, we give you a lot of crap about
I
it.
know.
But,
Well, it's
but
true,
it
though,
ranks
that
up there
part.
in your memories, though, does it not? It ranks
yeah.
very.
I remember everything we did
very
in
high.
L.A. We're going to go to L.A. in February to go to Disneyland because my wife's never been.
Nice.
So that's the plan. Plus, there's a Pokemon
So you can
Go
use
event
EJ
at the Rose Bowl.
as an example.
he is the example against my point.
all right. That's what I meant. That's
This
what
is
I
why
meant.
you got wine as a
'cause-
Christmas gift.
Because
Yeah.
this is
Pour the wine in the sink.
because this is all EJ has.
Yeah.
And
I've already peaked.
It's all or nothing.
I peaked in 2001.
And someone like Shockey, he's been to the Super Bowls. Like,
Yeah.
he
Two
may
Super
not.
Bowls.
He 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
He may not remember his
One, he
national
was drinking
championship.
beer
No.
in the
It may
He may
not
not even remember college.
It may not be that important to him because
Right.
he's achieved so much. To EJ, it's super important. So maybe it's making the argument against it. It's like this guy has a sight set on winning multiple Super Bowls.
Okay.
And he's
I
like, who
understand
the
that more.
hell cares about this college game?
What do you have your sights on?
Me?
Yes.
Going to Disneyland in February with
Okay.
my kids
All right,
and
so
playing
just a-
Pokemon Go at the Rose Bowl.
So just a
on Sunday
standard
after.
family vacation.
Yeah.
That's good.
And multiple chili bowls.
I might go do the stuff that we did when we were in LA for the Rose Bowl. Like go to Lowry Steakhouse.
So,
All right. What else you got?
Yeah, what else Jock things you got?
The other thing I got, let's talk about. The picture I sent Dan. I got to set that. I only sent it because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
The Denver Nuggets have jerseys for Christmas, and you got to see this stuff.
There they are.
Right there.
I don't know if you can see them up there. There are.
They're dressed like elves,
Yeah.
like with a buckle belt and everything.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
They
I would
made
never.
their G League team.
I
I
wouldn't
want to
wear
get. You know what? I'm going to order these for you guys, Tom and Dan, and I'm
wouldn't
going to
wear
get you
it.
jerseys. for the
I
Denver
don't
Nuggets.
think I'm not a fan that you can do this in baseball. You can get away with this a little bit with a jersey or something like that. But in any of the other sports, whether it be soccer, basketball, and or football, I'm not a jolly uniform man.
See, I don't like it when the players have fun.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I like it when it's all business, and it's
yeah.
only about winning.
You want a bunch of like just
Yeah.
sponsors all over the jerseys and not anything.
Well,
fun.
I don't even like the
we want to
sponsors.
make the money.
Like, I don't like that there's Mr. Beast on the Charlotte Hornet jerseys. I don't like that there's Disney on the
On
Magic
Magic,
jersey.
yeah.
I wish it was just their logo and like
Go back
tough-ass
to the old
logos.
school champion is the only
Yeah.
logo you have on
Yeah.
the jersey.
like,
yeah.
like old curmudgeon Larry Bird would never do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He's got a
he-
terrible haircut. He's gross. He's out there. He
Yeah.
stinks. His breath stinks.
Yeah, he just wants to win. He don't want.
Yeah.
This is all ridiculous, and I'm mad that the players even agreed to wear it.
I
Now,
wouldn't. I wouldn't wear the
Yeah.
elf suit. It's silly.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
silly. They do it with baseball. Baseball gets a pass because like a lot of that is like there's downtime.
Yeah,
Right.
there's
So
a
the
lot of stuff,
uniform,
yeah.
like you dress like an elf. It's fine. Whatever. But like I don't like guys that I used to hate it when like even the Predators when they'd even throw in like this year we got camouflage pants. I'm like knock that off. Knock it off.
And also, let's go back to football for a second
All right.
because I don't understand why these teams don't understand or like if a player doesn't have it anymore, for instance, Kirk Cousins.
He doesn't have it anymore.
Or Watson or
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, well, I
even
mean,
though
he should be benched.
you can make the argument that Rodgers maybe looked a little better than some people thought, and there was a lot of problems with coaching and things like that. Anyway, but and then it's like Russell Wilson, and my whole point of like why I thought he was going to be a wash because I was like, why would someone as smart as Sean Payton from Denver Broncos just get rid of him and then lose $80 million if he still had something left in his tank and still could be productive? I don't understand. I know he's a distraction, but I'm like, but yeah, guess who's a distraction is, I've said this whole argument before, and guess what? I was wrong. But, and then someone like Dan Quinn, I was like, yeah, Dan Quinn, they got rid of him, they fired him, and then
he looks
he's not
great for the Commanders,
not a good coach, so when these things happen, I'm like, there's something I'm not seeing here.
You're not seeing it because you're not seeing the practices, because that's what happens. In practices, you see a lot of the mistakes that they make, and you're like, okay, this is the best we got because the backup guy is even worse.
Yeah, but don't the coaches see all this, and don't they have
They're going with their best option. That's what they usually go with. We're like, we're going to do the best thing for the team to win. And usually the backup is not good enough.
Is your argument that someone like Dan Quinn, who, let's say, did well with Atlanta and then fell off and did poorly with Atlanta, and then he goes somewhere else, is it bother you how streaky they are, their lack of consistency?
It goes back to luck.
Luck? He wants to be able to look at Dan Quinn and be like, this guy's the coach, and he will always win, and he will never not win. And that's not real.
Or, there's a reason they fired him in Atlanta, and so he can't be good in Pittsburgh. Why is he good?
Arthur Smith, meaning Arthur Smith.
I'm sorry.
We're mixing up Dan Quinn and Arthur Smith.
Sorry.
But I think most people
offensive coordinator, and we know what you're talking about.
I think most people understand what we're talking about.
Arthur Smith, I apologize. But then it's the same thing with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And then it's like, why does he look so good?
Right.
In Pittsburgh, and why do they have such a good record if the Denver Broncos are like, get the hell out of here, you stink?
So it's very difficult for you to understand people being good and bad at different times. They're either good forever or bad forever.
And I know that's not how it works.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah,
I'm not even villainizing
10 other guys.
I'm not even villainizing you asking that question because I agree with it. Why can someone like Matt Ryan lead in all categories on the Atlanta Falcons, but the last 2 years it was terrible.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the Colts and he doesn't even show up at all. So what is the difference? You're right. What is that one?
And then it's all these micro things.
It's a bunch of moving parts that it takes 10 other people to do that. And plus, it comes down to how your defense is playing too. Because if you're on the field the whole time.
Oh, right.
It's a bunch of stuff going on.
But then you look back at all these luck instances that happen during games.
One little finger on a football changes the trajectory and it's interception instead of a touchdown.
Don't get started on soccer. Sometimes, sometimes in soccer it's like an inch.
Yeah, one little blade of grass can
literally
cause
a centimeter. I mean, it happened last night in some of those block punts.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally a fingernail. It's like, oh my god.
That's all it takes. Yeah.
And then so I'm like, well, which is is it all just? And I know it's
luck.
I get what you're saying.
I know it's a combination. It's like poker. It's like skill and luck is involved, but that luck part of it always gets me because I'm like, then it throws everything out.
Yeah.
Where it's like
it flushes it down the toilet.
Hard to predict, and that's where it drives me crazy. Anyway, go ahead.
And the last thing I had for Jock was the NBA Cup is tonight.
Yeah.
It's at 8:30 tonight on ABC. Milwaukee versus Oklahoma City Thunder.
I had higher hopes for the Magic.
They were undefeated at home until last night.
Who
they
put
lost
us out?
for the first time.
Was it the Knicks?
The Knicks, yeah.
Yeah, goddamn Knicks. They're so good.
They're so good.
Jalen Brunson is...
But we're also hurt.
Jalen Brunson is, and I hate saying this because I'm supposed to hate New York teams with all of my heart, but that guy's just such a good basketball player, and he's so fun to play. And
it's fun to watch,
It seems like this term's coming back around in all sports, but he's got that dog in him. He's that guy. He's the guy that you would love him because it's like pressure's down and they give him the ball and 3-point line and boom and he'll hit it every time and he won't miss it. Or he'll drive and he's little. He's a little guy. He'll drive the lane.
Yeah, little, but I think he's like 6'3". He's like my height.
Correct. Yeah, but he's great.
Compared to these guys, like 7 foot.
I hate that guy. I get to go see the Heat. I'm going to see them on the 21st. Or Magic play the Heat.
The Magic play the Heat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
That's always a good game.
So. All right, are we switching
Let's
over?
Let's switch over to Jock. I went and saw Kraven on Thursday. I liked it. everyone hates on the movie, and I think that like for what it was, I went in with low expectations though. But for what it was fun to watch.
Tom and I hate the name.
Very ultrally violent though.
We
Don't
hate
take your kids to see this.
We hate
It's
the
rated
name.
R.
It's rated
Yeah.
R. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't bring my daughter. I brought my son, who's almost 13.
What do you
and
think?
Like there was 2 scenes that we kind of both like, ugh. I wasn't ready for it.
So
it was when the whale ate the candy bar out of the trash, right?
No.
And then he floated.
This leopard jumps out and scared the crap out of me and my son at the same time.
now, my wife told me, I don't know anything about celebrities, not interested, but
Yeah.
she told me that
Aaron Taylor-Joy.
the real Kraven, I guess Aaron Taylor-Joy,
The
Yeah.
real great.
he is in real life, like, and he's ripped, dude, he's 36, but he got married young, like at 22, to an old lady.
Old lady, yeah.
Or an
The
older
real
lady.
Craven's married to an old
Yeah,
maven?
he was like 22 and she was like 45.
Yeah, so now he's like 36, ripped, and she's 57. And then my wife's like, she looks good for 57, but she's still almost 60-year-old lady.
Yeah.
And this guy, and he's like a sex symbol. And Wolverine was like this. Really
and
good.
he divorced his wife.
Did he divorce her? Oh,
Hugh Jackman, yeah, he divorced his wife. Yeah.
What about Kurt, the old quarterback for the for L.A.?
Kurt Russell, Warner.
Warner.
Kurt Warner, yeah.
Yeah,
Kurt
the
Warner.
lady that had the ditch blade haircut, yeah, was played by Anna Paquin.
She's an
in the
attractive
movie.
lady. I mean, she's not an unattractive lady.
no,
she's
no,
just
no.
older.
It's just, he is Kraven, and she is 57.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Kraven, old lady.
Yeah, he was Quicksilver in the Avengers.
Kraven and
Yeah.
the old lady.
yeah.
Sometimes
That's-
we like them old.
Yeah. But it's like, there's
Not too old though.
it's a faux pas that's
Yeah.
out there. It's like it's
Yeah.
odd for
Was it
a
the
younger
spring,
man to be.
winter relationships?
Do you guys know anybody?
It's always the old man, young lady. That's how I hate when it's when the stereotypes off.
I want the old. Do we know anybody that's old lady with young man? Did we ever know anybody?
Yes, this guy that remember we used to call him Close Eyes, and he
I do remember him.
he would get like sugar mamas
Yes, he
and like
would
live
get-
with them.
Yeah?
and then like
Wait, are you talking about Uncle Kenny? I thought he did that too. We had a lot of sugar mama men.
yeah, and then so there is that
Yeah.
out there. Now they would just like date around with them. They
Yeah.
never married, but there are people that like look
Get
for
yourself like a hot Lake Mary MILF.
Yeah, like divorcee.
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun right now. If I were a single man,
Yeah.
I'm too old.
I'm
too old. I'd have to be like 30.
Yeah, they need
35.
They want the young buck.
You got to do
Yeah.
the Leonardo DiCaprio, and only 25 is the limit.
No.
Stop.
I'm getting his body though. Have you seen his body? Like, he's starting to shape himself out like a loaf of bread with just sticks off the end of it, which is kind of what I have going. What else you got, buddy?
The other thing I got, Secret Levels, which is on Amazon Prime. Have you seen it? It's based off of video games. Like the first one's about Dungeons and Dragons. There's one about Pac-Man that I heard that you shouldn't watch with your kids.
Is it like a origin story of video games, kind of a documentary
They
thing?
take moments like Unreal Tournament has one. Did you ever play that back in the day? It was like a shooter where it was kind of like Call of Duty, but a bunch of weird characters.
I remember it.
Yeah.
It wasn't mine.
It was like the big thing back in the. Joe Rogan was really into it. I remember, and he bought like a.
Tom loves Joe Rogan. He gets all of his science from it.
I love Rogan science.
I'm on
I live
ivermectin
by
right
it.
now.
Yeah, but it's different. It's like 60 minutes long, or is probably the longest one, or 18 minutes
Oh,
long.
is this what we're
And they're
doing
really
now?
short. They're anthologies, but they're different
I'm not
shows
even gonna.
each
I'm
time.
not sitting down for 16 minutes. I'm
It's
not
too
doing.
bad.
I'm not
You know, your
setting-
short attention span is worth it because it's like they don't do a lot of world building. There's like, this is what's happening. Go.
16 minutes.
So
It's better than 3 hours. I'd rather have something that's okay.
What happened to
than
just a solid
crappy.
28 minutes?
So what was the one with like a Pac-Man?
There was it's basically it's Pac-Man and he's going through mazes and dungeons. I haven't watched it yet, but I've got told about it. I'm only like
Well,
4
hold on a
episodes
second.
in.
Is that what this bit is now?
I was telling you, don't watch that with your kids. Is what
Somebody
everyone
told me.
Because it was
What the
one
hell are
where
you talking about?
the guy's trying to get revenge on the guy that killed his father, and he has like 4
Who
coins
told you about
attached to
this?
his belt. No, I watched
We
this
need to
one.
get them in here to do the bit.
I don't know. See, I'm trying to figure out what some of the video games are because some of them are based off of video games.
We'll
and
figure
that
them
I've
out
never
before you
played
get in
before.
here, you idiot.
I was playing pinball too much. And then I got yelled at to stop playing so you guys can do Wyvern Cast.
6:30 in the morning.
So in that time of
Tom
2
yelled at me.
hours,
I got flustered. I couldn't do the rest of my research.
like you were there looking at your phone. What were you doing in there? Like you had
I know what he was doing.
2 hours.
Watching Tom pass me every 5 minutes to go to the bathroom.
Well,
God, your bladder's
he
tiny,
has an active
bro.
bladder, man.
Caffeine and Adderall.
Baby, man, come on.
What else you got?
The other thing I got, Creature Commandos on Max. You have to watch it. It's the new James Gunn show. It's kind of like Suicide Squad with like Universal monsters. Like there's a fish lady. There's Frankenstein's bride.
lady. Watch out,
I knew that
everyone.
would get you right
It's
away.
fish lady.
There's
I'm not
G.I.
scared of
Joe.
fish.
There's G.I. Robot. There's
G.I. Robot.
I hate
that's
the-
just
Oh,
a
he
tube
hates
that goes.
Nazis. He had his episode that just came out last week. It's him, and he hates Nazis.
All you
and
nerds should be
some like
embarrassing
guy
yourselves
buys
now.
them, and I'm going to spoil the episode. Sorry, but
Don't
I'm
spoil
telling
it.
you, it's worth just saying this because the guy like he gets
No, you
like,
don't
bought
say-
by a collector,
Yeah.
and guess what? He also collects Nazi stuff. And guess what happens?
By the way, it's lazy writing when
Yeah.
your whole premise is like, I hate Nazis. So everybody does.
Yeah, that's easy.
yeah.
But it's
That's
a
an
great
easy one.
episode for that very
Now, if
reason.
you want to make a compelling story,
yeah. Hate a race of people. I'll watch that. I didn't say which
now,
one.
if you want to get me, it's a tiny tweak. Just make the fish lady a Nazi. Very easy.
Well, he wants her to fight Nazis with him. He even says that to her. He's like, I'm glad to kill Nazis.
And
with
what if
you."
she's
Like Frankenstein is monster in it is played by Harbor, the guy that plays Red Guardian in the new Thunderbolts
all
movie.
you dumb nerds
And
and all your
Stranger
dumb
Things.
characters should be ashamed of yourself.
I knew
This
this
is
was
it.
coming. As soon as I said
2025,
it.
we're taking this away from you guys. 2025, no more your dumb kid shows.
Oh, but it's fantastic. You'll love it. There's nudity in it. There's also ultra violence, so don't let your kids watch it. That's
You
the only
see
thing
your
I'm saying.
gills?
No, they're
Oh my God.
they're saving some princess of this like fictional European country, and she's the princess, and she wants to hook up with Rick Flag Sr.
By the way,
Flag.
Yeah,
if I was doing it with her, I'd be like, can you stop breathing into your gills, please?
fish lady.
Can I put a piece of
She's
tape
not
on
a
it?
fish lady. That's different.
I
than
need to put the
person.
cover over your gills.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
God.
grossing me
Could you
out.
please close your eyes?
I'm like,
Have you been watching The Boys?
I'm like, I took a blue chew, but even that, the gills wear it off.
I'd say, hey, can you walk outside and shake your butt and shake the poop out? Break it off, please, in the yard, preferably.
We gotta get out of here. EJ.
Oh man, I didn't even get to anything. I didn't get to Marvel Rivals. I didn't get to
Okay.
28 years later.
Let's take a break. We got to do one more
You wanna
segment.
do one more?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We'll be back.
All right.
Hey,
What's up, buddy?
You want to come in and hang out?
Do you want to hang out?
No.
You're fine, buddy.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
We powered through lunch today.
Is that
That's Tuesday 1 and 2, and then so we did Mo
Yep.
for 3, and
15.
then so we need a 25 for 4.
15.
Oh, 15 for 4. Okay, I thought you said Mo was 15. Okay, so let's,
Oh, you know that's what. Yeah, we were saying the same thing. Yeah, we have 25 with Mel.
Shoot, I got 4 more things.
That's fine. We'll rock it through.
Let me pee really fast
Yeah, let me get
because I have an active bladder.
Speaking of which, I got to check my license. My birthday was this month. I don't think I renewed it.
5.
Is the active part that it makes more pee, or the muscles are?
I think it's just he has to pee all the time.
I see.
we're hammered out like a drink.
Like tight.
And he's not recycling the cans.
Do you do Kegels while you run?
There we go. All right.
I'm hammering caffeine and LaCroix.
Yeah, and the Adderall, and it all comes together. Like I've been here this whole time. I haven't gone to the bathroom. I was like, this guy's going by me.
How are you?
Good.
What's new?
Oh, you know, Christmas stuff.
Christmas bells are ringing.
Yes, I have no things this year around Christmas time, which is good. I get to stay home and do family stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
I took the day off because it's like, I had so much time to use.
Nice.
Plus my office is a bunch of assholes now. So.
My kid's got her grade school band recital this evening.
Oh, that's tonight. Ugh.
Yeah. Fun
Yeah.
times.
We just. I
Go
think
hear
my
some sour notes.
I think my son has one soon too, or is it January? I know he has. We've been doing karate and jiu-jitsu. Like my daughter just got up to sand belt.
Sand belt.
Yeah, it's right before brown.
All right. Yeah,
It's like
sort of
red,
a light
brown, and then sand, and then brown, and then.
Never heard of sand belt before.
I know. I just.
Hey, that's all good.
Yeah.
Yep.
She does good though.
That's good.
It's funny because whenever they're doing their katas and stuff like that, she closes her eyes so the other kids don't distract her.
Nice.
She's on the spectrum and she nails it. She kills it every fucking
It's
time.
good.
It's
You
funny,
can
yeah.
do 'em
And messes her up when they have to
closed eyes.
stop.
Yeah.
And for the other kids are fucking up. That's what messes her up. But other times she's fine.
Nice.
Oh, let me go outside and fart before I do this because it was getting me earlier. I was like, oh, this is gonna hurt my stomach.
Yeah. Let me go outside and fart.
I'm gonna go outside and fart, brother, before we start doing this, brother. That's a very Hulk Hogan thing to do, right? Yeah. I need to walk outside. I need to walk outside and blow some fucking gas out of my ass, brother.
If you farted here and stunk, I would smash the pinball machine. That's what I got.
That's why I did it. I was trying to be nice.
Let me tell you something.
Oh. Plus, I'm afraid to use your bathroom because you probably piss all over the seat.
I don't, but I have a story. I can start. I'll bring us back.
Okay.
Here we go. In 3.
No cussing now. Okay.
Yeah. 3, 2.
Good.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. You know, across the street at the Publix, our buddy Jordan, I'm just going to give him some love. He is retiring.
Congratulations.
And he is our manager buddy, and he has been a friend of the show for the 8 years that we've had our studio here. And honestly, has helped us out when we needed toilet paper and didn't have any during the pandemic. He helped us out when our families needed stuff, when the studio needed stuff. He'll check on us, and he's just a good dude. So hats off to that guy. I would also like to say that the last time I went in there, I went over to buy some beer so I could edit the big ACT show that we had, and I was walking back over here. When I got over there, I realized that I needed to go number 2, and I was like, oh, I'll do what Tom does, and I'll walk to the beautiful, super clean Publix bathroom, and I'll sit in there and take a nice, calm dad poop, right?
I only did that when Sam worked here because I couldn't go with Sam here because I stink up the bathroom.
Yeah, I got you. So then I go into the bathroom. Now in Publix, it's weird. They have one urinal and one stall. That's all.
Yeah, it's a handicap stall.
One stall, that's all. So I went into the stall, and it appears as if someone had stood like a soldier and then started going number 1 and then proceeded to just turn in a circle 12 times. It was and it because there was
like
no
a sprinkler?
Yeah, because there's no pee in the center of the circle. It was all, everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is why he's retiring. So happy retirement. Happy retirement, Jordan. You will be missed.
That's called they didn't take my EBT. And I have to get revenge.
Or they didn't.
It's 30 seconds.
Or
of
they
revenge.
canceled the Christmas bonuses.
Okay, so you had some extra.
The last things I had, we'll definitely talk about the Superman trailer, the new James Gunn Superman. The trailer is supposed to come out on
Wait
Thursday.
a minute. I thought he did the Creature
Commandos.
Creature
But this is the beginning of his DC universe. Because remember, he's saying some of the stuff is canon from the old DC universe that had Henry Cavill as Superman and Ben Affleck as Batman.
Now,
what kind of Superman is this?
To my knowledge, they've never made a good Superman movie.
The original.
The original one's good.
I'd stick up for the old
I like the
Christopher
Henry Cavill
Reeve
one.
I like the Christopher Reeve 70s Superman. That's the one I grew up on, so I'll fight you on it.
Yeah, but it may be just nostalgia. He flies around in a circle, and then that changes the Earth's rotation.
But as a boy,
and somehow went back in time.
I'm just
and
saying,
Gene Hackman was Lex Luger.
As a boy watching it, it was good.
Lex
Like
Luger,
you were like,
Luther.
and the music, that dun, 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 dun.
John
Yeah, it was
Williams
powerful.
score,
Man.
yeah,
it was powerful.
So the remakes, though, never good because they've done 2.
And by the way,
3?
I'm not saying it's awesome. I'm just saying it's the only one I can.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so even if the originals were good, the remakes have not been
No,
good.
nothing.
And they whiffed every time.
Well, they've been doing a lot of TV shows. They did like Smallville, and they did Lois and Clark, and then they did the new.
Your penis is Smallville. There you go.
I remember watching Lois and Clark in the 90s,
Oh, yeah.
and
with Dean Cain.
Yeah, I love Dean Cain
But
now. He's a real big MAGA nut.
it wouldn't hold up though. Like they're real cheesy,
Super cheesy.
90s.
Very cheesy, yeah.
But Terry Hatcher could get it.
Oh yeah.
And so
Wasn't Terry?
she was Lois,
Yeah, she was
yeah.
Lois. Yeah, that put her on the map.
So they're doing another Superman.
They're doing another Superman. They're rebooting it. Everything, yeah.
Now, do you think that this one could finally be good?
I mean, everybody says
It's
that.
kind of hard for Superman to ever be good because he's too OP, and that's the problem with Superman.
What do you mean?
And he could do everything. He's Homelander, so he could beat everybody. He can.
Did you say too OP?
Yeah, overpowered.
I don't
We don't know what that means.
You never heard OP? Are you serious?
Excuse me, this character is too OP. Why don't you get the HE?
You haven't listened to your kids watch like the video game guy that's gonna kill Tom. Doesn't he say OP when he's playing like Fortnite or?
I'm not a kid. I don't watch that garbage.
Baby, I got business to do.
This is why your kids will never gonna thank you for winning the Heisman.
OP. I've never heard that.
No, yeah. What the hell?
OP. That's a pair of corduroy shorts that I got for the
I'm
80s.
glad there's another person here on the YouTube that friggin' heard this. Yeah.
The
No.
chat room is mad. Jesus, somebody said Jesus nerd.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
says OP.
At least I don't
By
say
the way,
Riz or
thi-
anything like that.
This is why they like Vince better.
yeah, Vince
yeah.
is stealing my bits. I see you guys replacing
He's not
me.
stealing your bits.
Yeah.
He's not stealing your bits.
When you're an old man and you try to work in some young lingo,
It's not old. It's old lingo. What are you
OP?
talking about?
It's not a slang that anybody's heard.
OP has been around since the 90s.
This character is far too OP.
Yeah.
No one has ever said that on the show.
No
one's
nerds,
ever,
maybe.
No one's ever said that.
Yeah.
Why am I arguing with you guys on this? It doesn't make any sense.
That's
Okay.
what we're saying.
I
Don't
know.
argue with us on this.
the other
We
thing
know
I
what
have-
we're talking about.
Have you seen the trailer for 28 Years Later? The new movie about 28 days later?
I am
It's the
interested
third
in
one.
this. I
This
am
looks crazy good. And it has the old guy, young guy. He's Aaron Taylor-Joy's in this as well.
So Crystal told me about this the other day, and I'm like, oh, God, because I remember watching 28 Days in the movie theater with
Yes.
Crystal.
Yes.
And thinking, and
It was
we
like
liked
2099, somewhere in that range, was the first one came out.
So
I think all
yeah.
of these movies have been great. And I'm not a movie guy.
This is why
Tom would definitely be the husband in the second movie.
This is why Crystal hates me.
That's a
all
good
right.
reason right there.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, I love 28 Days Later. And then I was like, God, when did that movie come out?
This character is too OP. You ruined it, didn't you?
And then I'm like, I started doing the math, and I was like, wait a minute, it may be 28 years since the goddamn 28 Days came out. I'm like, that's brilliant. I looked it up, 26 years.
yeah.
And I'm like, you couldn't have waited 2 years? It would be incredible if it was actually 28 years later from
God.
when the movie came out.
I
At least
hate
you didn't
agreeing
do what
with
my
you.
wife does and go, we saw that in the theaters. No, you didn't. You saw that with your other girlfriend.
No.
I've had that happen. Have you ever had that one do
I
that?
almost did that the other day. Yeah, I had to pivot. I was like, oh yeah, marijuana.
Way to bring up I never had another girlfriend. It's just always been the same.
Man, I do agree with you. And the way that they do things, that's got to be a budgeting thing. They probably fought on that. I bet you if we could talk to somebody
It's
that's
so close.
Yeah, it is so close.
It's not like, we can't wait 8 years. But when did the original, I think it came out 99 or 2000.
Somewhere in that range.
So
yeah.
it's like 25 years. Like you couldn't have waited 3 more years to
Yeah,
be,
just make it. Yeah.
It would be awesome. You got so close. But yes, I am excited to see
Excited, yeah, because Cillian Murphy seems like he's one of the zombies in it too. They show him in the trailer, and he's all like emaciated and everything.
The original they're saying was November 1st of 2002.
Oh, okay.
Really? It was that late?
Yeah.
God, I thought it was close. That's a little
I get
far.
what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
I do love it when they do stuff like that. I like that kind of stuff.
So
See, but I don't like when they wait too long on the sequels, though. That's
by the way,
problem I have. Like,
this without
Super
even
Troopers.
is there a trailer on this yet?
Yes,
But
there is a trailer. Yeah,
I just saw the poster and I was like, that's a severe poster.
yeah. It's,
poster's
it
severe.
looks rough.
Yeah,
it looks like the
scary.
Crossed, kind of a little
It
bit.
does look like Crossed.
Yeah.
Well, what bothers me about old zombies is they're so deteriorated that they're basically like walking skeletons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, they're not magic because how can they even walk
Eventually
with
the
no
limits are gonna
muscle?
break down.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you got to stop doing that, man. Yeah, you gotta just look at the movie.
well, I wish they would explain it. It would be like, yeah, they could still walk because
They're magic. What if somebody said they're just magic?
Well, maybe it's like the new werewolf movie that just just came out where if you look at the supermoon, you'll turn into a werewolf, and if you look at the moon, then because you looked at the moon, you turn into a werewolf again.
Well, I'm fine if it's magic. Just say it's magic.
Okay, yeah.
But don't say it's not magic, and then somehow
And then-
they're
and then-
always,
Well, there
they're
is
only
usually broke down into categories where it's like biological zombies, magic zombies. Like Evil Dead is a magic zombie.
Yeah, but
movie.
what Tom's saying is they don't take any time to categorize anything. They're just like, look at all this stuff happening. And he's like, well, why is that happening? And they got nothing.
just
right?
say something.
Well, they try to do that because if you explain, it's not as scary.
Like,
if there's
so-
no definition,
So you would need a character being chased who's like, why are these zombies? They're moving like they're magic. And then another guy goes, yes, I think they are magic. And then you'd be-
that's something.
They should have messed
yeah.
with that sarcophagus in Egypt or whatever.
and then
I
you'd be
don't
like,
know.
oh, okay, they addressed it. They addressed it.
Or just, I mean, as easy as like, the reason
Tom's
why
finding plot holes.
they can still move is because of whatever zombie disease they have, like somehow toughens their muscles to a point where they can still, just something.
I
Make
get this.
it out.
It's because Tom's been running a lot, and this is bothering him because his
Oh,
legs.
it has nothing to do with it.
I'll put Rocket out and run some goddamn
I am running
zombies.
zombies.
You know, like they're you're fighting these zombies. They're just bones. Why are they strong?
They're very
You should be
strong.
way
Yeah.
stronger.
And they
Tearing
bite
the
you.
one guy's chest out, and then he can't get out of mud.
And they're very fast.
like,
That's why I
Explain
stopped
how-
watching The Walking Dead because they
Explain how
weren't
quick. Why are they so quick?
like you
they weren't
know
consistent.
how hard Mike Tyson had to bite down to bite
Yeah.
Evander Holyfield's ear off.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
like a zombie is easily biting your neck off, and he's got a jawbone with no
Yeah,
muscles.
You just gotta brush it off.
Sorry.
What
Go
else you
ahead.
got?
What If season 3, the last season of it. Did you watch What If with your kids?
No, I've never.
It's
even...
the Marvel. It's on Disney Plus. It's basically different like universes. Like what would happen if Steve Rogers wasn't Captain America and Peggy Carter became Captain America?
Okay, so it's alternative universes.
Alternative universes.
So it'd be
yeah.
Mrs. Captain America.
No,
yeah,
it's
right.
Captain Carter.
Oh.
My daughter loves
And
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter.
She went
And
as
she's
Captain
thrown-
Carter for her birth Halloween the other day.
She's throwing an American dish.
The Queen's the most powerful move because the floor of a chessboard looks like a kitchen.
Sexist jokes are the funniest jokes.
I still love that joke.
Oh my God.
All right.
But that's What If. There's only gonna do. It starts December 22nd, and they're gonna do 8 straight episodes, and it's during the Christmas holiday, so you can watch one.
All
a
I
day.
can think about is what if I don't watch this? And I'm like,
I know
won't.
it's
Yeah.
Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
So give us a premise from What If.
It's Uatu the Watcher is basically watching these episodes.
Watu the Watch.
It's played by what's
You
the
guys
guy's
should be ashamed of
name?
yourself. Like honestly, like how do you?
His name is Watu the Watcher.
How do you get up?
Watu.
Like how do you get up, look in the mirror, and you're like
O-A-T-U.
you're tying your necktie, and you're like, well, go on. Oh, I had a great time watching Watu the Watcher last night. Like really, you really think about that?
In Marvel Endgame, like Stan Lee's talking to the Watchers in that movie. It's not Endgame. It's
Oh, he's flustered.
no, it's
We're gonna get a
in,
lot of misinformation here.
No, it's in
Watu the Wobbly.
Guardians of the Galaxy season episode
God,
2.
like it's a mess. This is a
Yeah.
mess. What's happening?
I was just making sure I get it right. And,
You've never made sure you're getting it right, ever.
and the last thing the new thing I'm playing on Twitch is called Marvel Rivals. Have you guys seen it yet?
Yeah, I think Ryan Holmes is
Are
playing.
you playing
that.
it? Are you playing? Your
No.
kids should play it. It's very fun. It's basically Overwatch, but with Marvel skins and Marvel characters. And there's so many on here. There's
My sons only like games that are not hard.
It's
not hard.
Easy
Plus it's
collecting
free.
coin game.
You just
they
download
like
it.
jumping
Yeah.
on coins.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
daughter likes to just walk her character over to an ATM machine and press a button, and then coins fly into her eyes.
Oh, yeah.
But there's like so many characters. There's Adam Warlock, Black Panther, Black Widow, Captain
Adam-
America,
Adam Warlock, Tom.
Cloak and Dagger, Doctor Strange, Groot,
The name's
Hawkeye,
Adam.
Hela,
Adam
Hulk,
Warlock.
Iron Fist, Iron Man, Jeff the Land Shark, which you guys would love. Have you
Jeff
seen
the Land Shark and Adam Warlock in the morning.
Loki, Luda Snow, Magic, Magneto, Mantis, Moon Knight, Namor, Penny Parker,
The Whale.
Psylocke, the Punisher, Rocket, Scarlet Witch, Squirrel Girl,
John the Alarm
Spider-Man,
Guy.
Star-Lord, Storm, Thor, Venom, Winter Soldier, and Wolverine.
Pedophile wrestler.
They're all in there. And it's fun because each character has different moves and does different things, and it's fun. And you can try to get it's
the
6
number
on
of
6.
things you could bring up on our show, and you're like, it's fun. I promise, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
You just read off a list of ridiculous names.
I knew that would bother you.
And then I'm like, all right.
That's why I was like, make sure I get all of them. And the ones I've been using lately is Groot because he can build up walls, and it's kind of basically like Fortnite a little bit.
You need to
too.
get your life together.
It's fun because Guru the sailor meets up with Lulu and they have a tea party. I'm a
really?
goddamn
Is
man.
that so? Well, Bitcoin's at $107,000.
Doge to the moon.
I'm a goddamn man that has to go through a divorce and then feed my kids.
Yeah.
And,
It's hard to sign.
No, I'm just saying.
You know,
That's
are you going to sign your alimony check Watu the Watcher?
Yeah.
Are you gonna sign
I have real problems. I'm sad. I didn't achieve my
It's the
goal.
same as your gambling.
I'm about to
doing
die.
the same thing you're doing.
I have prostate cancer. So a real
I'm
thing.
lonely. I need a
can't watch
double-
this garbage.
I need a double hip replacement. I'm lonely all the time. My
Yeah.
daughter told me she doesn't want
Yeah.
to take my name and that
Yeah.
she's trans and she's having
no.
she's having a tough time
Yeah.
with life. I'm trying to juggle
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
and you want
yeah.
me to go in there and watch Watu the Watcher?
Yeah. I have diabetes. I barely have time to live. I didn't achieve
And I'm
anything I
addicted
wanted.
to it. I'm going to say it because
Pinball.
no one else will say it. I'm addicted to medical marijuana.
Oh yeah, I'm an alcoholic. All this stuff. All my family. Anyway,
All of my family.
can't have time to watch these baby
And
shows.
I'll never make it to Deezerland.
Yeah,
That's where I went and saw Kraven at Diesel.
Oh, I know you did. You look like a Deezer.
goddamn Kraven. Stupid.
We gotta get out of here.
Oh, he's a trained hunter. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
But there's a bunch of machine guns.
Well,
and
a
he's-
non-trained hunter is
Guess-
just a person with a gun,
Guess
right?
what I'm doing with my machine gun when you're killing all my friends in front of me, and the lights going in and out a little bit? I'll just start machine gunning everybody.
Kill your friends?
Yes, because
Friendly fire.
I'm not gonna
called me
sit
that.
there and watch him stab all my friends, and I'm machine gunning everything, and then I'm gonna get them. I may get my friends, but I'll tell them Kraven did it. What the hell?
Yeah,
I'm
with
not dying.
bullet holes, and the other ones are
But-
killed with
Yeah, yeah.
with like tiger's teeth.
There's like, it's an emergency. Like they'll look and they do the paperwork.
The
They're
single
like,
funniest thing you've ever said on the show is I may kill my friends, but I'll tell them Kraven did it.
well, just what the hell? Guess what? I'm the next one he's gonna stab.
Yeah, I know.
Every time the lights
Dude,
go out,
Russell
he
Crowe
stabs
is
my friends.
fantastic
Yeah.
in the movie with a Russian accent.
That's why I can't get the judge the pistol shotgun, because I'd want to shoot it through the door every time. Somebody knocks on the door, I shoot through the door every time.
Yeah.
Boom, right through the door. Knock on the door. Boom, right through the door. It's made to shoot through the door.
yeah.
Your wife's in there in the bathroom.
Like you're doing the Blade Runner.
I was like, maybe he thought it was an intruder. I don't know. He's more scared because he has no legs. I don't know. Anyway, he's in South America. I don't know
South
what
Africa.
happens out there.
That's South America.
I don't know.
Wrong
the
continent, buddy.
Yeah, it's a different world down there.
it's foreign to me. All right, let's get the hell out of here.
Follow me on Twitch, EJ_Chungus.
Yeah, and are you still doing your...
I'm still doing Pokemon Go. I still do. right now. I'm doing Marvel Rivals.
Okay, so you can...
You can see my fat head on the screen.
You can
when I
log
do
in
that.
and you can be the one person that watches EJ walk around his neighborhood and play Marvel Rivals.
And then when you log in, you can't log out because you realize you're the only one in there and he saw you. And you're like, God.
You're trapped.
Yeah.
So you have to watch it with your family all night.
And I get a notification when someone's watching. I know who comes in.
I thought I was going to mix in and see what's going
I
on.
see Daniel come in there and watch me.
I pop in
once
there
in a while.
sometimes
Yeah.
and I'm like, what's up? And then I
Hey,
exit.
God.
I'm like, hopefully he thinks I'm in here for an hour.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Oh, God. Is that it?
That's it.
Is that it for the day?
Yeah,
Or are we
yeah,
doing
yeah.
any...
Well,
you gotta
we
do
can't
commercials?
record for 6 hours straight.
No, we can't.
You got to
It's
get
too
some
much.
food, eat something.
Yeah, I'm hungry. All right.